Hey, so are you ever laying there and it's the middle of the night, you can't sleep, and so you start thinking of all these things you want to do, and you know, in the light of 2 a.m. when you can't see anything, it seems like such a great idea. And you think about it for a while, you get excited or whatever, and then you eventually fall asleep. And then what happens is you wake up the next morning and you think back upon that idea and you think, you know what, that's a stupid idea. I should have never thought of that. But if you're like me, you end up doing it anyway. And maybe an example would help you. So many years ago, back when I was young and beautiful, I had this idea that I would make a mixtape for a girl. And I don't know how much I even liked her. I don't know. It's one of those flirtation things that kind of gains its own momentum, and you get caught up in it, and you never really stop to think, well, maybe I don't even really like her. Okay, so what I decided would be a great idea is to make this mixtape, but instead of your typical one where you put 10 songs on there or whatever, it was I decided I'd just put one song on there, and that one song was "All I Want Is You" by U2, and I would just repeat it over and over, front and back of the tape. And at the time, in the light of 2 a.m., it seemed like a great idea. And then I woke up the next morning. I thought, this is the stupidest idea I've ever had. I don't want to do this. And of course, I immediately went and pulled out my CD and the tape and plugged it all in and hit record. And then I gave it to her. And the worst part about it is, A, that I did it. But then what makes it even worse is she actually fell for it. And developed an incurable crush that lasted for like 2 years. And I lost interest after about 2 days. And I knew it was a bad idea because now that I look back on it, like, 10, 15 years later, I cringe. And that's how you can tell it was a stupid idea, is when you cringe when you look back on it. Okay, so I have a feeling that this YouTube video is a bit like that mixtape that, maybe in 10 years, maybe tomorrow morning, I'm going to look back on this and think that was the stupidest idea I've ever had. But I'm doing it anyway. I have not learned my lesson. So, I think what people want in a YouTube commentary, and probably why I've resisted doing it, is they want several things. A, they either want, like, the promise of sex. And that's something I simply can't provide. Mostly because I'm a guy, and 99% of the viewers are guys. And maybe 2% of those are gay, but I'm not, so that won't really appeal to that crowd. And they just want a girl. They want a girl, and they want to think that here she is sitting here playing her game, and she's thinking about me, and one thing's going to lead to another, and before you know it, we're going to have virtual babies. Okay, that's what they want. And I can't provide that, so I'm discouraged by that. Short of a gender change, it's not going to happen. Okay. Then the other thing they want is they want someone who's loud and annoying and shouts a lot. And, freaks out and panics and yells and blah, 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 blah. And if you haven't been able to tell, the most excited I get is maybe like a slight rise in inflection. That's it. And it's pretty standard for my entire life. Okay, so that's not going to happen. The other thing people want is elite level gameplay. Now, if you have paid any attention to this video, that's simply not happening here. I should have died probably about 10 times now. Okay, so then I'm thinking, why make the video? And the answer is because I can. And I know no one's going to watch it. I'm just going to make the video. And I'm going to upload it. And how often in my life do I go 30-0 in a free-for-all map? Not very often. So this is a moment I want to preserve for my posterity, for my grandchildren. Which would require I have children, which at this point I do not have children. And that kind of goes back to the whole sex thing. Okay, anyway, I'm going to stop there. I hope you enjoyed my first commentary. It's officially over now. And to make it official, I'm going to show you the score. Enjoy it. Take care. Thank you.